Now we are live. Hi there. So we are starting the conversation and the questions and answers of the FundAction. We are the facilitation group, and Sarah is going to explain and make an introduction of the platform.
So, hello everybody. First of all, I would like to start with the fact that the
facilitation group
people that you see are all the facilitation group members. I will talk a little bit more about the facilitation group. We'll start with what the FundAction is about. FundAction is a new participatory fund making grants for social transformation, organized around a community of activists based in Europe to support social movements working towards a feminist, equitable, and fair, just world. So, and also for you to know today, for example, as the whole time until our assembly is taking place next year is movements working towards a feminist, equitable. Okay, I hear my voice echoing. However, yes, this is a prototype and it's a pilot phase I wanted to share in advance. And who we are and the history of FundAction is that that in a series of meetings, around 30 activists across Europe came together, for example, last year in December in Seville, to reflect and develop in small groups prototypes of how they envision a platform which is participatory. And these ideas have been taken forward for another meeting by a smaller group of activists and funders close by Paris in La Bergerie. So that means these activists and funders were outlining the intention and values. And since May 2017, we, as a facilitation group members mandated by the larger group of activists and funders, have been trying to putting the ideas and prototypes developed at Seville last year in December into action. So we are 7 activists within the facilitation group and 2 foundation members. The foundations who were pulling money together to make this happen are the Charles Leopold Meyer Foundation, Guerrilla Foundation, European Cultural Foundation, and the Open Societies foundations. So to recall again, we, the members of the facilitation group, take this time as an opportunity to explore and to improve, so to say, the ideas that we have put into action, to learn and yes, and to bring it forward, so to say, to our next meeting next year when activists come together at their assembly. So very quickly, which kinds of grants does FundAction offer? This is one, the first, which we launched also yesterday for coal, is called Rethink. And Rethink pillar is foreseen to create a kind of European network community through activists coming together and collaborating together, and to exchange and to build their capacities in the different areas where they have their strengths. And one can apply, as you have most probably seen, up to 5,000 euro. So, and the 2 others are Resist. That's a rapid funding pillar to respond to urgent actions, which will be open to members and non-members, which will be launched in 2018, and one can apply up to 2,500 euro. So why we are going to launch it in 2018 is that we want to ensure that is really operating then rapidly if urgent actions are needed to be supported. And the 3rd pillar is the so-called Renew. This is our, so to say, pillar for proposals to promote systemic change, and is also open to everyone. And funding foreseen is to up to 20,000 euro. And also this will be launched in 2018. Yeah, I think I described in a nutshell what FundAction is currently about. And yeah, look forward to hear from you.
I'm Laura. I'm also part of the facilitation group. I'm going to talk a little bit about the online platform that we have to make decisions about grant making. Our platform is called Online Assembly, and if you're here, it's probably because you have been invited to the platform already. This is a platform that allows us to make decisions online. We can make proposals, we can comment on other people's proposals, we can vote on those proposals, we can see how processes are developing. And the platform is based on another platform called the CDIM that is open-coded, so this platform can also be used for other purposes. It means that you can actually take it and use it in other places for similar processes. If you go into the platform, you can see, of course, the homepage, and then there's 3 different parts. One of them is where you can find all the active processes. Currently, because today is November 14th, we opened the first Rethink grant call yesterday. So you can find that process in this part of the platform. We also have, for the time being, 2 other processes, one for questions and answers and one for feedback. And the feedback process is like a survey, so there you can give feedback about the platform. And since we are on a prototype phase of the platform and also of all the grant making processes, it's very important to get the feedback from the users. So we encourage you to use that process. And there's, of course, the Q&A, where people can present, they can ask questions, and also so we can answer them as facilitation group members, but also other users can answer those questions. These 2 tools are, we think about them as learning tools, so it's very important that we keep them in mind. So this is the first part of the platform, as I was saying. Then we have we have a button that says more information. In that part of the platform, you can find FAQs. It's a list of questions that we will be updating based on the questions that we receive from users, but even now it's possible to find lots of answers to many questions. And we also have the FundActions preamble, the values, the terms and conditions for the use of the platform, a summary of the types of grants that the platform is offering, and also list of conditions to become a FundAction activist. So there's all the information that you probably need can be found there. And the third part of the platform is the members' profiles. It's under the, so you can find it there's a button that says members. If you click there, you can see all the activists that have joined the platform today, so up to now, until now. And this, well, probably the platform will keep on growing, and we'll see more members joining. We encourage everyone to upload a picture and also a brief description of who you are, what you're looking for. As part of the online assembly is supposed to work as a very, very simple social network. So there you can get to see who else is a member of FundAction. You will have, if they want to share it with you, you will find their email address, you will see what they are doing, you can contact those people, and we can start getting to know each other. And this is also part of what we want to achieve with the platform. There are also other details. If you click on the up right side of the web page, you will see your name, and there you can find your account, your public profile. You can change your account settings. You can change your profile. You can add more information. We hope you keep your profile updated. So there's where you should do this. And yes, and I don't know, I cannot think of anything else now. Maybe just a little bit about the process that is open now. Just the rethink process. You just need to click on the rethink button. You go into the process, and if you want, well, all the instructions are there. It's really easy. The process is divided in different steps. So we are in the proposal. In the presentation of proposals step now. You just need to click on the button that says proposals, and there you click on new proposal, and you just present your proposal there. It's really easy to follow. If there are any questions, as I said, you can go into the questions and answers process. You can raise your question there if it comes up later. And of course, we have time now to respond some of those questions.
Yes, there are a few questions indeed. Yeah. Vasilis shared 5 of them. I will be one after another. The first one is there some form of confidentiality concerning the proposals that are submitted?
So, of course, all the proposals can be seen by all members of the platform. Everyone who is a member needs to read all the proposals, otherwise they cannot decide in a participatory manner, of course. But the platform is closed. No one else can see what's happening within the platform. And actually, there might be some cases where difficult subjects or sensitive subjects that can be found in the content of proposals. That's something that we have been thinking of, like how to deal with those proposals. We haven't found any solutions yet. It's something that needs to be developed further. It's something that we want to discuss in the annual meeting that the Assembly will be having every year, of course. And if members want special protection to be set up for sensitive issues, I think it's something that needs to be discussed. I don't know if the other members want to add anything, but for the time being, everyone can see all the proposals because we need to discuss them. So basically, that's how it's done.
Notice that right now finishing the terms of reference of the platform, and there you can see that we have to deal with eliminating a user if it's needed in terms of protection of data and things like that. But it's also something that will be in the platform in the few following days. The second question is, can someone apply for all 4 pillars in 1 year? It's 3 pillars, but can anyone? There are 3 different grant types, but the question is, Can anyone apply for the 3 different kinds of grants? Is anyone answering it? I can go with it. Anyhow. So we don't have any restrictions so far in terms of applying just for 1 or 2 or the 3 different grants. So right now, as the FundAction is also thought and making it public right now, it was an idea also to kind of have it like a prototype. We are having it open. Anyone can apply for every grant that is open during this year. And it's something that maybe it's also useful to come up with during the annual assembly. Is there anything else about this, or can we go forward to the third question? Okay, so what does involve other people in the proposal mean? Involve other people in the proposal, what does that mean? And how should this be done? Invite others to the platform or just include them in the proposal? So how we articulate the relationship between the different, between the members and the partners that we want to include in the different proposals that we make. Anyone from the facilitation group?
I can comment on that. So it basically means that the activities, so the Rethink grant is aimed at capacity building. So it's aimed at organizing meetings, events, exchanges between different kinds of groups. So in order to do that, you need to be more than one person or group. So in your proposal, it's not, for instance, it's not aimed at organizing a meeting, an internal meeting or event for your group, but at organizing something that involves others. We recommend you to include people who are members of FundAction, because one of the aims of the platform is also to create some kind of community. So if we can start collaborating with each other, that would be great. For the time being, there are only few members, so it's difficult to do this. So in any case, you can propose events or activities with people who are not members yet, and it's a great opportunity also to let them know about the fund and to engage them somehow. And in the future, they can also join the platform. But I'm sorry, just one last thing. But the proposal needs to be presented by one member.
The fourth question is there any progress with the problem of the characters limit in the proposal description? Is it solved right now?
Yes, it is solved.
Yeah, you have like a 2,000 word limit now. The problem is that we made a mistake confusing characters with words, and the limit of words is 2,000, even when the different limit of the different questions is different. So the fifth question is, do you have plans to incorporate more social features in the platform? For example, follow users, direct messaging, these kind of things?
The thing is that every development that we make for the platform costs some money, if it's not just a small feature. So it's a decision that the whole membership should start making. So the idea of the fund is to have members making decisions themselves about how the platform is going to be developing. So if members decide that it needs to resemble social network, it will resemble a social network. If not, it will look like it looks now. And it's a matter, so it's two things. On the one hand, it's a matter of money and deciding how the money of the fund is going to be used, and on the other hand, it's a matter of what we want to do with the platform. If we want it to work like a community where people can engage directly, then that's what we need to do. But for the time being, it doesn't have that functionality because it needs to be developed. It's not something that we can simply activate right now.
Okay, so there are no more questions so far. Does anyone else has any other question related to the platform or whatever? We can talk about whatever you think. You can like say the number of the lottery for this Christmas. There are different things that we can think of. Anyhow, maybe we can like present ourselves and more or less to explain what we do personally in the facilitation group. And what's the idea with the renewal of the facilitation group in the future? Because the facilitation group, which is these guys that we are seeing there in the hangout, plus Rose, Longhurst, Nico, Haringer, who is not there, and Bedran. We are like managing the daily functioning of the platform. But the idea is the fact that this facilitation group that is working on these kind of things, we don't have the power to define the strategic goals of the platform. That's something that we should define all together in the annual assembly. We are here to like facilitate and do the hard work of managing the different daily things such as administration, communications, and things like that. But we are like, every one of us is working in a different thing. I, for example, I'm working and more related to the communications work, and I invite everyone in the platform to join me if they want to, if they think there is a better way of managing or improving the communications that we are having in the future. We are managing a blog, a Medium blog. I don't know if you saw it. I'm gonna share the link in the chat, and there we will like share articles and reflections on the work that is being produced, as well as updates and things relevant to the platform. The link is medium.com/FundAction. And just maybe it's useful to have everyone in the conversation to explain more or less what's our role. Romy can't talk, but the rest of us can, I think.
So I can start, and maybe I can speak for Romy as well. We are both. We've been setting up the online assembly, so designing the processes and well, yeah, setting up everything, and we are also administering the platform for now. This is hopefully something that someone else will do in the future. And myself, I'm also coordinating the facilitation group, just seeing that everyone gets the job done.
Menno, for example?
I take care of the evaluation and documentation in this pilot phase and try to bring the questions raised back to the assembly, the physical assembly meeting in April. So we can learn from this pilot and improve the funding platform for before it gets larger and operational.
Sarah?
That's it.
Sarah, do you mind?
Okay. So, and I'm set up, and I'm from the European Women's Lobby, and here at the FundAction, I will take over now the community management. So that means I will overview and see what's happening within the digital platform, our digital assembly, so to say, to raise if any issues arise at the facilitation group, and to find ways for solution or to improve or to feedback also to the community, of course. And secondly, me, and with the support of Lucas and Vedran, we are also going to coordinate and organize our face-to-face assembly, where activists have the opportunity again to come face-to-face together for April from the 7th to 8th in La Bergerie, which is very close to Paris.
And Walter, can you talk? I don't know if your mic works. Yeah. We can't hear you, Walter. No? Nope.
And now?
Now it's working.
Okay. Hi, I'm Walter. I'm from Open Knowledge Foundation Germany, and I'm helping out with tech and some other stuff, and more like in the background.
And the guys that are missing is Nico Aringe, who is taking his main work is related to 350.org, and he's working mainly on the administrative tasks right now. Vedran from Croatia, from an organization, Institute for Political Ecology. As he's a lawyer, he's more engaged in the legal side of the platform. And Rose, who is dealing with so many things at the same time. She's writing most of the posts in the blog, and she's doing many things. I don't remember exactly what's her concrete role right now. But yes, what else can we explain more or less? Because there are no more questions, and there are like 4 people watching the live. So I don't know. What do you think we should explain more or less? The issue with the facilitation group is that we are planning to renew the team. We have been working, this group of 9 people now, we have been working on the development of this startup phase of the platform for 7 or 8 months or something like that. And the group was formed just after the meeting that we had in Sevilla, the Seville activist meeting, which is explained more or less in the Medium blog. And this group has been managing to like develop the whole prototype for the platform. The idea is to raise the question in the annual assembly that we are having like in April or something like that. I don't remember the exact dates. And the idea is to raise the question there of who would be interested in joining the facilitation group from that point to maybe 1 year or something like that. But the idea is to renew the team, but keep some people working in it. The ones that have been working for a year now should remain like 3 or 4 or something like that, to like give continuity to the work that we have done, and to share the information and the contents that we have so far. I don't know, do you have anything else to say? In terms of the calendar, go ahead, sir, go ahead.
Okay, I would say something, if you agree, Lucas, on the calendar, okay? And you could add, and all the others, Laura, for example, with regards to the Renew grant. The Renew grant is about our pillar where we would like to grant proposals which are, so to say, referring to systemic change. So, and the assembly, when I talk about the assembly, then I mean the assembly where activists and several funders have the opportunity to come together and so to say, to decide an overall on the coming years and strategies, and to take decisions upon also, I assume, on our experience and upon also our recommendations, and also about the experience that members have made within, so to say, the proposals, peer-to-peer reviews, but also with being a member in this digital platform, and any other issues that will most probably arise. And we have already decided that the face-to-face, where the activists and a few funders will come together, the assembly will take place on the 7th and 8th of April, which is next year. And more you will hear about it in the coming months, and in particular, I would say from January on. And with regards to the Renew grant, I believe you or also Laura can say more concrete things when we think of, so to say, also opening the second pillar out of the 3 pillars of grants.
So the specific date hasn't been set up yet, but the idea is before the assembly to have 1 round of Rethink grants, which is this one, and 1 round of Renew grants, which will take place in the first trimester of 2018, so that we can also review the processes in the assembly and decide how we are going to keep on going based on these 2 real processes. It's important also to say that the aim, if it doesn't change, is to have 4 calls for the Rethink grant every year. This means 1 call every trimester. This is not happening on the first trimester because it will be the first time that we will be opening the Renew grant, and it will be difficult to manage both simultaneously because we don't really know how it will turn out. So yes, these 3 are the 3 main elements in the calendar now: the 2 grants and the assembly in April, and the calendar after that needs to be decided by the assembly itself.
Okay, is there anything else that we should share? Because there's few spectators now in the YouTube, but the video will remain public, so anyone that couldn't hear the conversation can hear it afterwards. So is there anything else, or we can finish? I'm gonna wait 5 seconds. But let's not get nervous. It's 5 seconds to think if there's anything else that we should say. Okay, so we can finish now. So, anyhow, if there's any further questions or whatever, we can always write to this email, which is contact@fundaction.eu, and we will keep track of the recommendations, suggestions. You can also fill the survey feedback in the website, the platform that Laura explained before. And yes, let's keep in contact and share a lot of proposals now that we have this grant. Bye.